Hey, Brandon here. Welcome to the channel and thanks for tuning in. We got a great show here, man. Week 7 edition of the Future Fantasy Devy Stock Report. My podcast co host and I, Jason DiRienzo, we're going to talk about 6 exciting college players, 4 stock up and 2 stock down players as we are almost mid season through college football. Devy's just another word for future fantasy football assets. So if you're looking for a channel out there to get an early look at the 2024, 2025, 2026 class, hit that subscribe button, man. This channel is dedicated for us fantasy junkies looking towards the future. But yeah, so let's get right to it, man. This is an insert from our podcast, Devy to Dynasty Football Podcast. So let's get right to it, man. Enjoy the show. All right, let's get to our Devy stock report of week 7 here. And I'm going to kick us off here. Did you watch that Colorado game? You had to. I can't. How did we not select the Colorado game for the podcast? That's
So
incredible.
I told you a while ago, I'm not going to talk about Colorado anymore. So it's a rule of mine.
Okay.
That's
All
why.
right. But anyway, if you didn't see that game, I think it was last Thursday or Friday night. What a
Yeah,
game!
that was a good game.
Yeah, I want to talk about Alec. Alec is his name. Iamaner, who absolutely could have arguably had the best second half performance of a college football player in quite some time, at least from what I've seen. I mean, the majority of his production came in the second half. 6'2", 210 pounds, 13 receptions, 294 yards, and 3 TDs. I mean, he was just dominant. Did you watch this game?
I did watch this game. Yeah, he looked incredible.
I mean,
Especially like you said, second half. That was awesome, man.
he just the catch where it was all over the internet. He like mossed the Travis Hunter DB, and I think what I came away most impressed with was one of his that 95-yard scamper, showing the vision through the second level and the speed at 6'2", 210 pounds. So this was his coming out party. So if this is a Devy stock show, there's no way. I can only imagine he is going to be a waiver wire darling on our C2C leagues. But what a performance. So, I mean, how could we do a Devy stock up show and not at least mention this cat of, I mean, I'd love to it would be great if he just continued to just continue to break out like this. Sometimes when players do break out like this, they get that confidence. But the thing was so impressive was that everyone knew he was going to get the ball on the inside slants. They couldn't stop him. He was just too big, too physical, had good feet off the line of scrimmage. His route running manipulation, yards after the catch ability was fantastic. And like I said, the speed and the contested catch ability, fantastic. So stock up for Alec Iamaner.
Yeah, it's a good call. He looks really good against that Colorado defense. I'm gonna go over, and I brought it up before, but my riser is gonna be Ollie Gordon, the running back for Oklahoma State. And man, talk about a high producer. I mean, he had 168 yards and a touchdown on the ground, 6 receptions for 116 yards through the air. And man, I'll tell you what, I like him because I like the size of 6'1", 211 pounds or so. You know, he's got that mental processing of understanding which gaps to take and understanding his assignments. As a pass catcher, you just kind of see that they put him in position in space and he secures the ball very well. Whether it's an erratic throw or not, he's able to secure, showing good hands. I am a little concerned about his upright run style. He looks a little bit lengthy in the lower body. And so I do want to see him get a little bit more, more center of gravity, lowering his pads, running behind his pads a little bit. I think he's a little bit too upright. I'm not sure about the lateral agility either, but you can see that he understands exactly where to go to manipulate defenders, and because of that, and his size, because I do think when he's running through contact, he keeps his leg moving and he runs really hard. So the versatility of his pass catching and the running, I'm definitely on board, and he's producing at a mass level already this season.
Yeah, what a productive game. Holy smokes. I mean,
Yeah,
touched the ball like 40
insane.
some times. Yeah, it's incredible. My second Devy stock up player, we're going to talk about Devontae Walker. We briefly talked about him here early on the podcast. 6'3", 200-pound junior. He was a transfer to UNC, finally getting on the field. The second game, he just blows up against Miami, 6 receptions, 132 yards, and 3 TDs. He had 2 catches as well. But a lot to like. Like I said earlier, he reminds me of the build and frame of, Brian Thomas Jr. from LSU. So stock up from here on out. I mean, this is what they've been waiting for at UNC, but he showed the ability to quickly get off the line of scrimmage. I mean, out of his 3 touchdowns, one of them was kind of, just like a go route post pattern. He just a little confusion, in the secondary, but liked his route running, little yards after the catch ability. So, big, he was, I think, one of the top ranked transfers, coming into the season. And I think him and Drake May are going to have some great games coming up. But Devontae Walker, I've got him in a couple shares too. So like his size too at 6'3", 200. I think he's stock up for sure.
Absolutely. I mean, Tez Walker, the thing is he's always been like a go route deep threat type guy.
Mhm.
So adding the element of Drake May's arm, yeah, I think we're going to see something really special and he's going to continue to climb. So I like that call a lot. I'm going to go, this is unfortunate in a way, but I'm going to go with Oscar Delp, the tight end out of Georgia. With Brock Bowers injured, which is, again, it's an unfortunate situation for him because he was having a really nice campaign this year. But I think for Bowers at this point, it's preparation for the NFL draft. No
Yeah.
reason to come back from injury and try, but I wouldn't put it past him. He's a competitor. So we'll see. But Oscar Delp, man, we had talked about him in flashes over the last year or so, and now's his time. So he's only got 160 yards, 2 touchdowns on the season. I got a feeling like that is going to rise dramatically. And also Lawson Lucky. I mean, this could be an opportunity for him as well. But Oscar Delp, next man up, and he should definitely be on the rise.
Another tight end in that room, Pierce Spurlin, too, is a player that,
Pierce Perlin too. Yep.
yeah, exactly. He's a lot of hype. A lot of people, were liking him better than Lucky coming out, regardless of what the 24/7 ranks were. So you have 3 tight ends there that they're probably going to start intermixing, with Bowers, because I agree with you. I think he's pretty much done for the season. He's going to prepare for the NFL draft, which is what he should do. He's already won a
He
national
should do, right.
championship. So, so there's our 4 stock up players. So of course we're going to give you 2 stock down players, and I'm going to talk about Jamarian Miller, Alabama running back. I think it's over. 13 carries on the season, 55 yards, 4.2 yard average. Jason McClellan has 95 carries. Roydell Williams 61, Justice Hayes 10, and Miller has 13. So this is a guy that we all picked in our early supplemental drafts for our C2C leagues. Alabama running backs, they usually go pretty early. He was a 4-star, I think, ranked like maybe top 5 or 6 in the class, if I remember correctly. But I just don't see a scenario if McClellan and Roydell Williams go to the NFL that Jamarian Miller is going to get his opportunity in these games. I would think that he would have made a little bit more stride. So, I mean, stock down right now. I mean, I could be wrong. He might next year emerge. I mean, I really liked him coming out of high school too. I thought he had a
I
lot
did
of
too.
shit. I had a lot of shiftiness, but I think Justice Haynes, it's going to be his show next year. And, they might be the 1A, 1B. But I think from a Devy standpoint, I'm not sure Jamarian Miller is got a lot of an NFL future for him. I mean, McClellan is borderline right now already. Roydell Williams, I don't think we're going to see on Sundays, on our dynasty rosters. So it's been a little, the well's been a little dry on the Alabama running back. We've been spoiled for many years, but I just don't see anyone other than Justice Haynes who's probably going to be a consistent, player for our dynasty rosters. And that's a reach because we got 2 years of production left to go, and who knows what's going to happen. So Jamarian Miller, I think, is an asset that I don't even think you can trade him away right now. I think he's pretty much worthless unless there's somebody who still believes.
Yeah, he's definitely a hold because I mean, anything is possible. He could come on, and I know both of you, or me and you, would be happy to see it. But I think it's a good call. I mean, at this point, it's really hard to see a future where he becomes a Devy asset or performs at the NFL level. And I'm honestly going to stay on the side of Alabama here, but I'm going to move over to the receiver position, and my stock down guys can be Ja'Cory Brooks. I mean, Alabama that this was a highly regarded recruit. I mean, I think out of the Christian Leary and Ajayi Hall, I mean, that was what a class. JoJo Earl, they're all gone. And they picked 4 guys in that class that are all highly regarded recruits. None of them really panned out. And Ja'Cory Brooks looks like he's going to be the other one. I mean, he's got 3 receptions for 30 yards on 9 targets this whole season. And Jermaine Burton is just coming on strong when I really would expect Brooks, who's been on this team for 3 years, hey, 3rd-year breakout in college too, right? It's just not happening. So Corey Brooks, to me, he's done as well.
Yeah, that's a shame. I think we're all going to learn that hard lesson when it comes to taking, and we're still going to do it. We're still going to take the Alabama players that are ranked
Oh, of
high,
course. And then Shaz Preston too. It's like, what
yeah,
is happening,
yeah,
man?
exactly. It's just there's been a lot of misses lately. So
Yeah.
welcome to the world of Devy. So there you guys got it. There is our Devy stock report for week 7.